Hey guys, so
Okay.
breaking
Hello.
news. Randomly in the middle of the day, while I was coming back from work, James Gunn just casually
While I
was
was
like,
playing a DC game.
and playing with your Legos, James Gunn
Well, yes.
announced the Superman sequel. We can say sequel because it's not it's like it seems like a straight sequel, even though there's lots of other characters, but we'll
Yeah.
talk about that. But like it seems like just a straight sequel, even though like James Gunn before this was announced when he was teasing, he was like, "Oh, it's not like a direct sequel. It's more of in like his saga. It's not like a Superman 2, but this is very clearly a Superman 2."
Exactly. It's Superman 2, but it's also like the next major installment in the Superman family, as he said before. And in like the DC like saga, like just like the DC story itself.
Yeah, the DC
Like for
mythos.
DC for the DCU. Yeah.
And like
Like I'm like honestly just excited. I
I'm so
can't.
excited. This got me so hyped, even though like it's so like when you look at it, it's basically nothing because it's two characters we know are gonna be in the sequel. That just a like art
Hmm.
of them, but just like first of all, the Man of Steel
Yeah.
shade with Man of Tomorrow, like
No, like this is
that
so
is gonna
and
end
then
Man of
also
Steel epic.
stealing the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow slogan
Oh
and just like
yeah.
cutting Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow to just a Supergirl period. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's he's a mastermind.
He's a
I'm sorry. Like we
visionary,
have to
yeah.
give him his sense.
Okay, so when you
Like
first look at these pictures, so they basically like commissioned art from like some DC artists, which is these three pics, and
some
basic
DC artist.
no like so, yeah, some DC artists who do the comic art.
Oh, I thought it was Dan Moore that made all of these,
Oh
honestly.
no, they have different
But he
styles.
only
So
did one. Okay, I
no
see
one
Jim Lee
exists.
and
There's Jim Lee, then some. These
I see
people also
George
have some.
Jimenez.
Yeah, I mean, there's one more person, but
No, but I
these
love
people.
this art.
Yeah,
I really love this art a lot.
yeah, I really love the art, but you know what is the most interesting to me is people were saying, "Oh, it's they're going to be facing off with each other again." But like if you really take a look at this, there's one picture where they're fighting, which they definitely are going to do at one point. But
Hmm.
the other two
Yeah,
pictures
for
they're
sure.
teaming up. I personally think this is Lex breaks out of prison, fights Superman. They have to team up to face an even bigger threat. That's the kind of vibe and vision I'm getting from because one of these pictures
I'm seeing
is him leaning on him, and that's like a bit of a buddy cop situation.
with a
But then
screwdriver in his hand.
yeah,
Like
and
he
then what
basically made that suit for him
exactly,
in that
and then
picture.
one of them is literally them in battle together, like side by side fighting. So that's definitely the vision that we're
Exactly.
seeing here.
Like this is, I guess, gonna be like a team up between the hero and the villain,
Yeah,
but they're going up against even bigger villain. Like,
yeah.
an enemy of my enemy is my friend. Like I don't know. That's like the kind of vibes I'm getting.
Because this has happened a
But
lot. Because when the Earth, because
yeah.
obviously he's a human and he's like a normal human. He's just jealous of Superman. If the Earth is gonna be exploded, he wants to save the Earth. Obviously, he's not like that type of villain. So like that's why we have a picture of a certain villain here because James Gunn is teasing it.
Yeah.
We saw it in storyboards. This is by far the most wanted Superman villain that we haven't seen in live action yet, like ever. It's a perfect villain that's like a step up. That's like really like high stakes. It really feels like a cinematic sequel, big deal story. And as we'll move on to, there's supposedly a lot of characters coming back. So this really seems like a
Yeah.
threat that would be worthy of that kind of big screen thing, and something that's worthy of Lex and Superman teaming up, and that's of course Darkseid.
Dark side. You mean
Oh god,
Brainiac,
this is of
right?
course Brainiac. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, like also it's like at what point does Superman decide, let me team up with my worst enemy, my current worst enemy, and not like any other members of the Justice Gang or like any other superheroes? Which also like leads us to believe that a lot of, like you said, a lot of characters are gonna come back from the first film,
yeah,
but we're also gonna see newer characters
yeah,
that like slowly start to form like the foundation for the Justice League,
yeah,
or what will eventually become the Justice League.
yeah. Because I can definitely see this as a like a transitional film in the sense that I'll skip forward a bit, but like if we look at the
Hmm.
characters that we think are returning, that some have been confirmed, which is Isabella Merced returning as Hawkgirl, which I honestly I wasn't expecting the Justice Gang to return in the sequel
Yeah,
in
me
like the
neither.
form they left this movie in. I thought they were gonna take a break, maybe like change up their whole thing, but it seems like they're just like jumping into the sequel, which leads me to believe I
Yeah.
feel like this is the Justice. I think this movie is gonna transition from the Justice Gang to a place where we can see the Justice League in live action, because I honestly think I think everyone in the first film is returning. You obviously, I think you have some different thoughts, but like after I speak, you can speak.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I personally think the whole Justice Gang is returning. I think this is gonna basically have Hawk Girl and another character we'll get to after we discuss this, who's potentially in this film. They're gonna sort of
Yeah.
begin their relationship as like knowing each other, and like and they're gonna form like two people who are gonna be in the Justice League eventually. And then we're gonna have Guy Gardner, who I honestly have no idea if he's gonna be in this film or not. To be honest, he's the only one I'm kind of shaky
I
on.
don't see it.
Yeah, because if we
I can
have
see him being like a little fun cameo, so like
yeah
the audience I will laugh at,
yeah, because we
Like
already
they'll see,
have
oh, like that's the guy from the last movie.
exactly, because we allegedly, theoretically, already have
Allegedly.
our Green Lantern for this film, and then Mr. Terrific and Metamorpho. I think they're gonna be in here, but they're gonna have smaller roles. Maybe Mr. Terrific will still have that kind of Batman role in the story, which kind of sucks because in a
Hmm.
story like this, I would rather have Batman be the Batman character, but Mr. Terrific played that role well in the first film. So I think then it's gonna be we start with the Justice Gang, but we transition throughout the film with them breaking up or something happening, and then Mr. Terrific and Metamorpho
Yeah.
beginning to create the Terrifics, which you're a big fan of
Yes,
apparently,
yes, yes.
because
I am.
that's what I
I'm one
envision
of their only
for
fans.
these characters, and we put these stars here. Okay, let me put my stars on who I think is gonna return,
Hmm.
and then you
You
can
got this.
and then you can you can move
Yeah.
your stars. You can move the stars around accordingly. So that's who I think is
Yeah,
returning.
no, of course.
Sorry,
Okay.
Nathan.
Yeah, so I don't see Nathan being in the film unless he's like a little 5-second cameo like Peacemaker was in Superman. I don't see the engineer returning at all because based off this like the way it looks like with the Authority projects, which she's supposed to be a part of that team, it seems like that like got scrapped, unfortunately. I just don't see like her having a place in this film unless it's to set up the Authority, which might get like picked up again. And then as for Mr. Terrific and Metamorpho, maybe they can make cameos here too, and set up the Terrifics. But I would honestly like I would just like that to be like its own like thing. Like I know they kind of like mentioned with alongside the Jimmy Olsen TV show that we would also get a Mr. Terrific show or a movie
Yeah,
of sorts, which I honestly think that's gonna be like a full on project that ties in Mr. Terrific to Plastic Man, Metamorpho, and then
yeah,
eventually Phantom Girl,
yeah. Phantom
and
Girl.
that's gonna like bring the Terrifics together. I don't know if they'll make that a show or a movie on its own, but that's why I just don't see them like being like I don't know. I just don't see them being in the film. Like I guess that's cameos, yeah, but like I don't see them like
I
being like
mean, yeah,
major like or even like minor roles.
I get your vision in the sense that I would want to streamline the characters in the movie so we have room to add more characters, new
Yeah.
characters, because already the first film was overcrowded, but it was done well. But I don't know if the movie could have
Hmm.
handled even more characters, especially if we have three new additions here on our screen and potentially two more, which we'll get
Hmm.
to. And that's like
Yeah.
and these are three characters who are probably gonna be heavy supporting characters if Brainiac is a villain, if Aaron Pierre is in the movie, and if Supergirl's in the movie. Those are three large
Exactly. That's a
roles,
lot
and we would
already.
need to free screen time for them. So I would okay, I could see
Hmm.
okay. I think the engineer is probably gonna be in the movie as like as like hit like he's that's like Lex Luthor's like number one, like like kind of bodyguard situation, I guess, because now that Ultraman's gone,
Yeah.
like that's I honestly think you
Okay,
can
I see
cut
that.
Eve.
Yeah.
You can cut Eve in the sense that you just make her like a cameo. I don't think Eve has to be in this film because like what
Yeah,
is the
she
movie?
doesn't
Okay,
have to
she
be.
made her like like her main deal and gimmick is done in the first film.
Yeah.
It was a kind of it was a good gimmick. It was something like interesting in the movie to add another character that's sort of comedic relief related. But I think she's like her time
Hmm.
is done, and I feel bad because she's like she did a good job and like I like the actress, but She can just be as like a cameo, I feel like, in the film. So then
She could be a supporting character in the Jimmy Olsen show that might get
oh
made,
yeah, if that does
and
get
she could
made,
just be, she could just be left at that. Like she doesn't have to be in Superman
I
2.
think okay. So like my final thing is Superman, Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, Jimmy Olsen, Hawk Girl, and the Engineer. And they're gonna be the characters that are gonna
Okay.
appear like more than one time, and that's only because the Engineer, lots of techie stuff. I feel like the Engineer could like be the like the tool in the story
You
to
know
do
what?
that.
I could see that. Honestly, I see her like matching up with Brainiac
Maybe yeah, maybe
like
he like
perfectly. Like I can see them as like a parallel.
controls her, or maybe like something like that. Maybe like she like gets like maybe his because in basically in the Injustice 2 game, Brainiac takes over lots of like computers and stuff on Earth to and like takes over the
Hmm.
Brother Eye protocol and lots of different stuff, and that's like what happens. I could see him seeing, oh,
Yeah.
she's this nanobot, she's very powerful, so he like infects her and then uses her to do different things. Like maybe like they're like, oh, there's like a leak in the system and they don't know who it is, and like even the Engineer doesn't know that it's her because there's Brainiac code inside of her that takes over, and she like goes blank and she doesn't know what she did. Like a situation like that, I could definitely. That's so interesting. Oh my god, I just came up with that. Like something where,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good idea.
and then I think Guy Gardner cameo and credit scene joke something like that, and I think Mr. Terrific and Metro
Yeah.
Info, you can show up for a final fight, but in the story you don't really play the biggest part.
I mean, yeah, because like in my mind, I'm seeing this as like a precursor to the Justice League. Like this has to be like a major team up
Yeah.
if Hawkgirl is gonna make her grand return. If we're gonna get a new
Grand.
Green Lantern, which I think we should. Yes, grand because she'll be appearing with her new look. Like,
Wait,
yeah,
hopefully,
you'll see.
please,
Watch this.
please get your cool armor.
So we know that Isabella Merced is returning as Hawkgirl because she just posted on her Instagram, "See you soon." She reposted James Gunn's post of
Yeah.
the Superman 2 announcement. And in the comment section of that same post, Aaron Pierre, who's gonna play John Stewart in Lanterns, he commented, "Yes, indeed," with a green heart emoji. And James can reply to him. So this is like, okay, like yeah, you're supporting your boss, like someone who's like the
Yeah,
leader
exactly. You're
of,
supporting your
the
boss.
DC Studios.
But like at the
But
same
at
time,
the same time, why comment on this specifically? Like he's in the movie. I'm sorry. Like we're gonna
yeah.
have a new Green Lantern in this film,
I mean,
and like you said earlier, paired up with our Hawk Girl, we might see some romance
I
there.
think they're
Both
such a
actors are
perfect
interested.
because they're similar. Yeah, they're similar in age.
Hmm.
They're gonna be such a hot couple. Like we discussed in the last episode, we have hot couples in DC. Like that's what we
Yeah,
have, and they're gonna be such a hot
basically.
couple. So many edits. If they have
Oh my
chemistry,
God, like
like
the PR, like the photo shoots,
exactly.
like
Like it's gonna be
this is gonna be
it's gonna
insane.
be two divorces going on at the same time. Like that's insane. We're gonna have
I
two
don't think
different
either of them are married,
we're
but
gonna have two different
yeah,
like couples that are gonna do supreme level, you know, baiting of like if they're a
marketing
couple
for
or
us.
not. Like
Yeah.
that is gonna be
This is gonna
legendary.
be crazy.
And that's gonna make a perfect, pair, because then we'll have that
Hmm.
pairing is like locked, and you can just take that pairing and put it in the Justice League, and you'll just be ready, no other explanation, just put them there. And like I think it's perfect because the character flaws I had with Hawkgirl, which is she isn't much of a hero, she kind of just does whatever, she's so lazy, she just is doing it for the money, clear, like stuff like
Yeah.
that made her
This is their
non-Justice
chance
League
to fix
worthy.
that.
They're gonna fix that hopefully, and then I feel
Hmm.
like John Stewart is
Or at
such
least
like
improve
a
on her character.
I think John Stewart as a character is such like a he's such like a true and honest like hero. Like he wants to do good. He's so like his willpower is so good because
Yeah.
obviously he's a Green Lantern, and that is gonna
Yeah, he's
balance
very
out his
militant.
energy.
Militant.
He's gonna be
Hmm.
like he's I hope he has some comedic moments too, but I hope he kind of they balance each other out. One is like jokey and fun and teaches the other how to have fun. One teaches the other how to be a true hero, how to be like it's gonna be like a perfect just mixture of like cream.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, but speaking of like these like grand debuts to like the big screen in the DCU specifically, it makes us question who else could be making like a grand debut in this film
Exactly.
without the film being too crowded, you know? Like we have this idea that maybe Wonder Woman will show up, maybe Batman will show up. Maybe we'll get our first look at the Batman of the DCU. If you see what I'm doing there, like if you're catching my
Wait.
drift. because the Batman Part 2 will also be filming and, going into production at the same time as Superman Man of Tomorrow, as both films will also be releasing in
Yeah.
2027, one in the summer and
Oh my
one
god.
later in the fall.
Okay, I don't wanna cut you off, but I just envisioned something.
Hmm.
Imagine like a PR campaign or like photo shoots and interviews of Pattinson and Cornsweat. Like even if like between the two movies, they do like interviews, they do like magazine covers where they're queer baiting it up. Oh my god, like it would actually blow
I
up
mean,
the internet. Like if they interview each other for magazines before the films come out, if they do photo shoots together, magazines together, they they do interviews like that is
I
just
like
so
that idea,
awesome.
but I just don't know like how that would work because the Superman promo would have to like start picking up like within like late late June, like or just like the entire month of June, like we saw this year, and then the Batman promo will have to start picking in September or October, whenever that film is being
I feel
released.
like the movie releases 1 week
And if
later, we get cover of this magazine and it's David Cornsweat and Robert Pattinson. And
Yeah,
then
it would be
yeah,
very interesting to see if they do like if the Batman is like merging with the DCU and if Batman is going to be in this film, will they keep it a secret or they use that in like the press run? Like, will he like be like a part of like,
yeah,
the face of the movie? I don't know if that would make sense because then it's also like, okay, now we're just copying the DCE, which bombed horribly.
yeah.
But it is proven that Superman does, I mean, the Superman does get a lot of help in the box office from Batman,
Yeah, I would
which
want
had to be done with Batman v Superman.
I would want him to be teased and Gotham to be teased in the movie heavily, and then I want an end credit scene of just them meeting. Boom, and then a
Yeah,
week later,
I
magazine
would love
shoot with
that.
them together. That's like the vision,
Yeah,
the vision, and then what we can do is do
that
the
would be
Batman Part
beautiful.
Two promo. We can have some we can have like they go into the how they have like press junkets, right? They walk into the room and they're ready to the next press junket, and Rachel Brosnahan walks out and she's gonna be the interview and she's doing it in character as Lois.
Mhm.
Something fun like where you can kind of picture a universe and
Yeah.
all these characters are friends, these actors hang out, they really like their being these characters. Like that's the kind of like community happiness like vibe that I envision and that I want. And so far we do have that cuz these characters like I'm so happy cuz these characters like actors lots of the time they can be like, oh, I can't do a sequel right now, I'm doing this art house project, I'm doing that, but they are back to back filming. Like they just finished the press for
Yeah,
Superman and they're back to
like
filming.
they're serious about
They're
this.
serious
Like
about it.
those contracts must have been tight.
Exactly. And just it's
Yeah, because like I love when you could tell the actors like genuinely enjoy like making or being a part of like the film like in
yeah,
its process. Like you can tell like James Gunn isn't like the kind of director that's like allowing like a very like heavy like or like very like taxing like workload or
yeah,
just
he interviews with
negative horrible
everyone he talks
environment.
to even once, and they're like, oh, James
Literally,
Gunn is so good.
there's
He must be a saint.
there's
Oh my
not one
god.
perk. Like that's the one like upside for like being friends with everyone that you hire or hiring everyone that's your friends. But yeah, and then also Wonder Woman. Are we gonna have another powerful female superhero in this film aside from Hawkgirl? Because Hawkgirl was the only superhero heroine in in Superman, aside from the engineer who played a villain. Like,
Yeah.
are we gonna get? Wait, I'm sorry. Do you hear the beeping in the background?
Nope.
You don't? Okay. I live like we live across from a factory and there's a beep going off, an alarm. Anyways, I'll continue my thought. But yeah, like it would be awesome to see Wonder Woman be in this film. Like I could see her carrying a lot of the promo too. Like if she's like heavily. The only thing is that Wonder Woman isn't really. Wait, let's scratch that whole thought. Wonder Woman does not need to be in this film, period, because we have Supergirl, who will obviously be
And
like
also,
heavily a part of the script and the
we're
storyline.
assuming this, and this is
Hmm.
99.9999999% gonna happen, is that Wonder Woman's gonna appear in a movie the literal next year at the same time slot early. No, this is late
Exactly.
summer. Like there's a 99.9999999% chance that Wonder Woman come like now it's kind of like now that we have more of a schedule, it's kind of like confirmed. I would bet money.
Everything is connecting.
I
It's
would
all
bet
aligning.
money that March, April, May 2028 we are getting Wonder Woman 1. And that's
Exactly.
like just the collapse of first post credit scene meeting the Batman, second post credit scene, first look at Wonder Woman. That would be instant $2 zillion. Bam.
Like I love that because I know James doesn't like doing like a post credit scene that like could lead up to something that might not happen if like it gets scrapped. But like with the Batman and with Wonder Woman, like you can't just say, oh, this is getting scrapped, so this post credit scene, like they're integral to like the DCU, like they're the Trinity. Like if
Yeah.
you're putting them in the post credit scene, like there's no turning back, and it's like like it just has to happen. Like I don't know. Like but I would really love to see like a tease to
Having
Wonder Woman, a tease to
one
the
of the Trinity
DCU
films
Pattinson
ha-
merge.
having all the Trinity having a film within 365 days, like people, I don't think people are ready to just be like, this isn't me like gagging, like saying some crazy, but like I really don't think the general public like is ready to remember how iconic and legendary these characters truly are because we haven't seen that because of lots of different things that had happened with DC. But I don't think everyone's like realizes how insane it's going to be to have each of the Trinity have a film within a year's like time. Like that's going to be
Yeah,
insane.
like we're actually about to witness like the genuine like revival of many DC characters who had their reputations kind of like slaughtered a little bit by the DCU
Cuz
and by some of the horrible actors that were playing them.
exactly. Exactly.
Like this is
Like
about to like be some serious shit.
exactly, because the Batman, if we do see a merge, we'll see his whole world join. That's already lots of characters like Catwoman and the
Right.
Joker, and then Wonder Woman. I definitely envision her having because that's the kind of brand they're going for, having some popular DC characters be in that movie too. And quickly by that point,
Hmm.
you have such a deep fully fledged huge DC world with you have your Trinity, you have Green Lanterns, you have Hawkgirl, you have Terrifics, you have Catwoman, you have Lois Lane, you have all this huge metropolis world, Themyscira, you have Gotham, you have Batman's villains, Wonder Woman's villains, Superman's villains, Lex Luthor. You have a world that's
Hmm.
already so extremely like cohesive and deep and characters can pop up anywhere. That's the best thing about James Gunn so far, which I hope he keeps up, is the aspect of characters can pop up anywhere. Oh my god, I love
Right.
that.
Like
Like
I love that. Like
Marvel has kind of, recently not done that because I don't know why, but like it's you don't really see random characters because things get leaked or they just don't
yeah.
the actors just don't want to do it anymore because Marvel is flopping.
I think yeah, the issue with Marvel is like they just like they want to have everything be like a surprise or like a wow moment. But like at least with the DCU, like it's almost like it's like you're reading a comic book. Like you could read like a
Exactly.
Green Lantern comic book, and any hero can pop up
Bro,
at any given moment. Like in
literally
any comic book.
your brain.
Like this is not supposed to be like some spoilery like oh like wow shock moment. It's just
Like they're
like this
just gonna
happens. Like this
yeah,
is the
they're just
universe.
gonna like say
Yeah,
some
like,
big multiverse cameos, old actors for shock value moments, and then the script is horrible, the
exactly.
movie is shitty. Like this is like this
Like this is just a universe. This is a comic book universe. Like there's
exactly.
gonna be other heroes appearing.
I mean, like James Gunn, like he makes a story, makes a vision that's good, cohesive, a very a good story, and then he's like, oh, these characters just have to be in the story, and then he just puts them in. Like that's just like what I like, cause like no being scared. Oh, should I use this character? Oh, they're not popular. Oh, like he just uses the characters that work in the story that he's trying to tell, and that
Hmm.
just makes it seem like a comic book.
Yeah, I get reminded of the Flash movie, which I know many people did not like. I personally enjoyed it. Even looking back, some of the scenes that like are
Gimmicky.
considered corny, I and gimmicky, yeah. I like it for like the fact that it still feels comic booky. Like in like the first 15 minutes of the Flash movie, we get a Batman cameo and a Wonder Woman cameo. And we just get like a little Justice League moment going on there. And in that very same film, there's another Batman and another Supergirl. Like
You know,
we're not seeing like those
I'm
kind
gonna
of
pause
things
you
like
for a
in like comic
second.
book movies anymore.
There is a a double
Mm-hmm.
rainbow outside my window, and one of the rainbows is so extremely bright. I don't think I've ever in my life seen a rainbow this bright. It looks like
Oh,
fake. I'm gonna put it in the video.
did it rain recently?
I'll put it here. But this is like the like nicest rainbow in my life. Like DC really just like
Take a picture of it.
like DC really just
Wait,
like
look.
what?
Palm Clementif will star in. Oh wait, this is fake. Fuck these bitches. The person that's supposed to be allegedly playing Black, not Black Canary, Huntress, that played Mantis, they said she's gonna be in Superman. Now why do they lie like this? But anyways, yeah, take a picture of
You must be slow to fall for a fake account.
it. No, because like, why did this person still have disgusting film as like their name? Like, they're annoying me.
But like what? Like I wouldn't gag because sorry, she's not hashtag not my huntress.
No, like actually.
Okay, last thing. Let's wrap up the discussion on the new characters because we haven't really talked about Supergirl and how she's gonna appear and Lanterns too. How it's
Hmm.
gonna end and how we're gonna see them end up. So okay, so
Exactly.
first about Supergirl, she's gonna go through like her movie really like the comic is like a character like piece. It's basically just like it's like lots of stuff is happening, but it's like primarily just all like a metaphor for what she's experiencing, what struggles she has to overcome. So it's a very character like
Hmm.
driven movie. So by the end she will be at a point where she's gonna be like a proper, very fully explored character. So she can just pop in anywhere because we will know everything about her and she'll be at a better place mentally, hopefully, at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
So
hopefully.
she can just drop in here, and this is good because the best thing about like I love stories where you see the character arc, and when as soon as they overcome their trauma from the past, they immediately get reminded of it again, and that's what's gonna happen with, I think, Brainiac either. Like people are saying Brainiac scrambled the message and made it seem like oh Superman is and it was Brainiac's doing. I wouldn't want that because I hate retcons like that take away like crucial
Yeah.
emotional moments because the ending of the movie of Superman where he's like play clips from my family or my childhood and it's human and that just makes you feel good. It made me smile and almost laugh out of happiness and like just like joy in my heart. That whole scene is going to be taken away because apparently his Krypton was so good too. It was just fake. I wouldn't want that, but I would want Brainiac to be the cause of Krypton's destruction and for them to learn in this movie. Like remember in this movie. And that just awakens like Supergirl's trauma and you just see her trying to like obviously she's grown as a character. You see her trying to handle that, but she also has a rage cuz that's a good thing about Supergirl. She will let loose. And where Superman won't because she is more obviously she has the hormones of a teenage girl. Like she will, let loose and be like rageful and that's what I want from her. Just like a scene of her just getting angry at Brainiac. Like I can perfectly see a scene. I usually don't like these scenes, but like a scene where like Brainiac needs like something to be like hit really hard to do something and so he intentionally like manipulates her and makes her angry and then she goes and she punches it and then that like does something for his evil plan that's good and she just does it and he like manipulates her into doing that. You know those type of things, right?
Yeah, I could see something like that
Like
happening.
something like that.
Like Supergirl, she's a very like emotionally like attached
Charged,
character,
yeah.
like in the sense that like yeah, like she like will let her emotions take over her like no matter what. And we still don't know what her exact personality will be like, but based off like the Woman of Tomorrow story, like she's gonna be like, going through it. And also I was gonna say like we already know like she has teamed up with the Justice Gang and Superman before, like all together. So we're just gonna get like exactly what we saw in Peacemaker season two, like the season two premiere. We're gonna see that just with Supergirl, Superman, a different Green Lantern, which will be John Stewart, and Hawkgirl, and possibly Mr. Terrific or Batman to replace Mr. Terrific. Like I don't know. We're gonna get something gaggy there. Like I don't like I'm just
Yeah.
like I don't think you understand. Like we're gonna have like fun like little banter moments between Kara and Hawkgirl. Like we're gonna see how they interact. A
Mm-hmm.
potential romance between Green Lantern and Hawkgirl. I honestly I would like to see how like John Stewart and Mr. Terrific would interact with each other.
Yeah.
Like two powerful like black superheroes on screen that aren't like tied to like
Two black
electricity based
Batman.
powers. Right, like they don't have the word black in their name, that aren't attached to electricity or lightning, and
Exactly.
that are just like superheroes, like with their own kind of like personality, like
They aren't
and smarts.
stereotypically from a certain region and very stereotypically shown like that, like a certain superhero from Marvel.
Right, but no disrespect to Black Panther, like an amazing hero. But like this is
Okay,
gonna be a
let's not
huge
go
moment.
there.
Like I don't think people still haven't even watched that show. But one last thing I wanted to add, like, just we kind of glazed over it a little bit, but like the Lex Luthor mech suit that we didn't get to see in the first film, but obviously there's concept art for it, and we got Superman movie toys that had Lex in this exact suit. We just didn't see it in the film.
And
But now that I'm
Superman
looking
is
at it,
drowning here.
which is crazy, and Crypto also drowned.
Crypto too.
But that's just like his, what did he call them? His like minions that all had that exact same suit on,
Like Lex
like his
Lords or
wasp or
something
something.
like that. Something like that, yeah.
I guess, but they were humans in this.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is just like he's gonna have their exact same suit,
But I wouldn't want that.
or
I
maybe he'll
personally,
have,
James Gunn
yeah.
is very like whimsical and cartoony in his like visions, so I feel like I could see something more
Hmm.
cartoony like these big chunky suits.
Yeah,
Like,
honestly,
oh my god,
I
you
like I'm
remember
imagining it right now, like his
remember
big like
Blue?
clunky suit.
That
Yeah,
same
something like that,
exact look.
just less round.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's gonna be less round, but that same size is gonna. I think that's perfect. That's literally what they're gonna do. I can, yeah. Do you think he's
I
gonna
can't
return
wait.
in
Like
the
this
Batman
is.
movie?
Well, no. Unless it's Supergirl making her cameo. Like, I don't know. Unless Power Girl shows up.
This
Like,
is
yeah,
great.
that'll be a
This is
gag.
like so. This is such a vision because this is perfect. This sets up Terrifics, Wonder Woman, Batman, Justice League, Brainiac,
Mm-hmm.
Space. We the thing is
Yeah.
because it sets up the like because right now in the DCU it's very Earth based and even Lanterns is gonna be Earth based. Oh no, I remember Supergirl, but I that's why I like Supergirl too because I want them to expand
Yeah.
into like the DC like galaxy universe because we see in space because so many of Justice League and superhero stories all especially in DC so many happen in space so just to like expand it
Exactly.
into space that's what I'm really excited for because we have all these
Me
superpowered
too,
characters.
honestly.
We have Lex, who has a power suit now, Superman. We have Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, Supergirl. These are very powerful characters. So there has to be a really, really powerful threat. So that's why I think it's Brainiac.
Like, this has potential to be like the best cosmic superhero story we've seen like
This
in a
is the
while.
best superhero
Even
story full
though
stop ever.
I remember people did say like Kevin Feige would like actually like explode like if a Superman movie and a Batman movie came out in the same year as his two films, which will be the Avengers Secret Wars.
Yeah, the
Secret
Secret
Wars
Wars
comes out
is
next year.
Doomsday.
No,
Next year's Doomsday. Then
the
the year
big
after is
finale.
Doomsday.
Doomsday
But
and
the thing
Secret
is,
Wars will be next.
he might be killed and he might not be killed. Kevin Feige because
Yeah, this
it
is
comes
like
out in December
it's a high
after
toss
Christmas.
up.
It comes out
Yeah.
at Christmas, so
Oh,
that's gonna be
okay.
after all of this. So, but
Yeah, he
he
secured
might
that big
kill
spot.
the movie, as in like the hype is gonna be killed
I
because
mean,
it's
it
obviously
might
Doomsday
people
might
got
be
to see
killed
their two hero movies.
because
Mm-hmm.
it's dependent on the first part, and the first part is being like reshot and shot and shot in different sections with no script, with riffing off the cuff. Like it's like really not a very
Yeah.
streamlined process. So it might be shit from a butt, and then we'll be safe. And then, but they haven't announced the other films coming out in 2027, if there is one. Which they
Exactly.
said
And
they
despite
probably will
that,
have one.
yeah, despite that, like it seems like the Avengers name alone might just be the pull for the movie, which could be concerning because the last Avengers film was technically Endgame, and that did a billion, 2 billion. So
Yeah,
like the GP just like going into the theaters like, oh look,
that was
another
because
Avengers
of
movie
Marvel.
finally after so
This
long.
is if you
That
flip the
is
TV
true.
upside down. This is that of Marvel right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so this that's just honestly crazy. Like, what is Marvel gonna do now? You're fighting against a Batman movie and a Superman movie in the same year, and a potential merge between
Yeah,
both
yeah.
films.
Because a merge would kill
Like,
Marvel, like kill them.
yeah,
The
So
completely
honestly, this is like
Marvel.
literally this is the part where I think that DC like is or even Warner is just like in full control right now. It's like no, like both these films have to come out in the same year to each other. Both these films have to merge, like no matter what you guys want. Like sorry,
Like
what's his name? The
somehow.
director of the Batman.
Sorry, Maddie. Bye.
Like yeah, like your wishes, your visions, like they have to be put aside. Like you have to be in the universe.
No, exactly.
But you can finish your sentence.
I was gonna say, like somehow, somewhat, they did some voodoo magic at Warner Brothers because they're the number one studio this year. They have all these hits, and somehow they put their
Literally.
brain back in their head when it comes to like doing like
Hmm.
franchises. Like this is insane. Like I think James Gunn is like, it's like he's like a miracle baby that came to them like from heaven to save their whole company. And also, the
Yeah.
last thing about this, let's discuss the potential box office of both of these movies. Now, there's two sides. If a
Yes.
merger is announced, I think like almost guaranteed they're both making a billion. Without a merger, I think still both of them. I would right now bet money on both of them making a billion because what we want from a sequel ideally is a level up. So if the Batman levels up
Exactly.
in terms of quality, villains, action, story, then it's gonna do better than the last film ideally, and that's when hopefully the box office is at a bit of a better place than it is right now. Because right now, we're in a box office recession. It made 717.
Hmm.
It's probably gonna. I think that's what it made. It's probably gonna make a billion. Batman Part Two. Superman. I could see 800
Hmm.
million, but
It should.
honestly, I think if all of this stuff happens, if there's more cameos, the world is more characters. If it's just a de facto, basically a Justice League, basically a prequel to Justice League, which is technically a Justice League movie, kind of like you know those Marvel movies that are team up, like Captain America: Civil War, which was basically an Avengers movie. That's what I vision this as,
Yeah.
basically a Justice League movie.
Same.
I think I think
Yeah.
actually, yeah, I think I would bet money right now a billion both. Even barely a billion, but still a billion for both.
Like literally a billion. Worst case scenario, 800 million. Even that's really good. 700 to 800 million for Superman. Unless Supergirl props it up. Let's say like Supergirl did get propped and Supergirl does 700 to 800 million, which would be outstanding. Then I could see a billion
I
for
think
both Superman, Man of Tomorrow,
Supergirl
and the Batgirl. Batman.
Supergirl even
It's a
making
Batgirl.
500 million would be a hit because two things.
Yeah,
One,
it's a
people
win.
don't like women. I'm sorry, that's just what these fans are for some
Hmm.
reason. They don't like women. Second of all, it's not a very like it's not like Superman, like a general crowd pleaser. It could be made in that way, which hopefully it is, but it's less of a crowd pleaser, more of like an emotional kind of like that. And there's no crazy characters that are gonna show up. Besides,
But then
besides
compare
maybe
this to
Batgirl,
the Barbie movie, which was an emotion. The Barbie movie did have an emotional twist in it.
but then
Maybe
that's
this is why
external
we're thinking like
factors.
the
That's
Supergirl.
marketing.
Yeah, but the Supergirl movie should have like the exact same appeal as Barbie. Like it should have like the same kind of marketing. That's like a one like Barbie is like a it's a girl's brand.
Yeah,
Like all in out. Like despite like all gender roles or whatever.
yeah. Barbie is a
It's
girl's
for
brand.
girls, and that's still pulled in like, and it also has like a feminist kind of message,
Yeah,
sort of. I
yeah.
still haven't watched the movie, but
And like people
a,
drag their
a very
boyfriends into their
white,
husbands, like people
yeah.
drag them there, and that's what I'm saying. If you do, I think the success of Supergirl is because I could see it being a really bad movie making less money. I could see it being a really good movie.
Hmm.
Like there's so many times where a movie is really good but it doesn't make that much money. And it has really good reviews, doesn't make that much
Yeah.
money. Like look at Thunderbolts. People really liked it. It was a huge like critical and fan in terms of quality. Everyone loved it, obsessed with it, glazed it.
Hmm.
Flop, big flop. I could see
Yeah.
that as well. I
Big
think
flop.
it's basically how much they promote Jason Momoa and how big and budgeted and smart the marketing campaign is. And then that's what
Yeah.
Supergirl is based on. And then if it does well,
Basically, like.
like in my mind, ideally, Supergirl does basically the same, a bit better maybe, but I think it's gonna do a bit like the same as Superman. I'm fine with that. And then we have
Hmm.
like lots of photo shoots throughout the year with the siblings. We have more like looks into the Superman movie. We're gonna have set leaks during that time. It's gonna be a whole thing.
Hmm.
Lanterns is gonna come out.
It's
Lanterns is
gonna
gonna be
be big.
Lanterns is gonna come out. Huge commercial, big like ratings on Nielsen. It's gonna g- be nominated for Emmys, win Emmys, and then we're gonna have Clayface, which is gonna be like Joker Part Two. I think it's gonna make, like, I'll be fine if it makes like 500 million, whatever. I don't need it to make a billion, but it's like the Substance Part Two, where it
Right.
has a really big niche fan base. It gets nominated for some Oscars, like maybe even arts and crafts Oscars, those type of Oscars. Maybe a best lead actor, something like that, something to make it, give it that it's worth making, because it's like a word pleaser. And then we have all that hype going, and then we have the Booster Gold show probably early 2027, and then we have Superman Part 2, and then that will 100%, that'll make like 1.5 billion. And then we have Batman, if Merge
Let's
is
slow
nominated into
down.
that, 1.5
Let's
billion.
slow
And
down.
then that's my ideal world.
In this current post-pandemic world, I would say it's possible to reach a billion, like similarly to like films like Lilo and Stitch, but like I don't know, it's just like you need to have like that like mass appeal, like you have to be a kids movie, like, a kids Disney movie,
Then that's what I'm
because
saying.
like that's what it seems
Superman
like
can be
most of the
both.
billions are. Yeah, Superman can be both. I think Supergirl will perform almost the same as Superman, just a little bit better. I think it has an edge on Superman because of the fact that I don't know if you noticed, but like it seems like Supergirl, like the current one we have right now, is like very popular, like with fan arts,
The thing
and
is,
even just like not just fan arts, but like in like Asia, I would say like, and
exactly.
Asia is like a major part of why like the box office for Superman underperformed.
I
I
really
think
think
she'll have that like Asian pull,
you know what's crazy?
the Chinese pull specifically.
The reason why I see the Millie Alcock vision, like James Gunn, I think sometimes he does moves that are so smart that he doesn't even realize how insanely, because this is the smartest casting decision I've probably ever seen in my life, and I'll explain that. First of all, I thought, I was like, she doesn't, my main risks were, will she appeal to straight men, because straight white men, because those are the
She
people,
definitely
and
will.
that's what I'm saying. She appeals in a way that I didn't expect. She's more of like a, not like a, like Adriana, like that type of, like
Adria Adjoina.
Adria Rona, not like that type of. She's more of like a girlfriend
Adjoina.
appeal. She's more like a girlfriendish appeal,
Yeah,
that
she's like the
type of
girl
girl.
next door, basically.
Yeah, girl next door,
Hmm.
girlfriend appeal, and people
Yeah.
are really taking that and really running with it, straight men, because it seems like,
Hmm.
there's like a weird way to put it, but like seems like attainable to them, so that's why they are like feeding into it. I don't know if you see, like, that's the vision I see. Like straight men are like, oh
I've
my god,
I've
that
seen it, yeah.
like that could be my girlfriend. Like it's kind of that kind of situation. And then
And
Millie,
also, I feel like she has the appeal for girls, the
she has the
gays,
appeal
like
for
her recent
girls
appearance
because
in the
she's just
Netflix
so
series Sirens.
she's so realistic, and she's so like, like she's not like overly sexed up. She's a very real person, and that's why women are into
Yeah,
her. And comic book fans are into her because this is how Supergirl is actually in the comics, and they want her
yeah,
representation. Gay people are into her because like she's so like appealing to that without even trying. Like she's like this crazy party girl. Like that's like what, like that's the type of, like the way she's like, thanks bitch, like that's like such like a thing, like edit
exactly.
material
Like
that.
people are gonna love this.
And
Like
then the Asians,
she's also gonna bring in a lot of like,
she
yeah, the Asians for sure. She'll
she's a
bring in
very
that
like
appeal.
mix of
Like,
she has like a cute kind of visual vibe while also being kind of like, tough too. Like I feel like
hmm,
she can easily
yeah,
be like made fan art of like kawaii anime cute. That's like her, she really has a perfect
which
look
they're
for
already doing
anime,
for her.
which is already like every single aspect I think of is just bam bam bam. Like this is insane. We haven't seen this
Hmm.
type of casting
And she's
in
also
so
bringing in
long.
like the fans of the Supergirl series on CW, and also
Exactly.
Dragon, who also, she was like highly praised for her role in that.
Exactly. And
Like, this is a lot of factors
it's
going in
as
this. I could see
perfect
this doing great.
casting as David Cornsweat, because every single point I've said so far also applies to David Cornsweat. Straight men want to be
Literally.
him. Straight men want to be him. And they
Hmm.
want to be with him too because they're so obsessed with him. he, Gay men want to be with him.
Right.
He like straight men want to be
Hmm.
straight women want to be with him. I feel like lesbians, maybe Supergirl has the edge, and then David Cornsweat just acts like kawaii and cute. Like he's
Yeah.
like that type of person, but he looks tough but acts cute, which is like every single aspect is being appealed by that. And he's just like, it's just like James Gunn's brain. Like we went on a tangent, but this is just like James Gunn.
Hmm.
His like cranial energy is like off the readings. It's like unbelievable.
Yeah, this is just all pure insanity. Like, I just honestly, like, my final thoughts, I hope perfectly, like, and I hope
You need to
this just
repeat
does
that
well.
because
I
you said I hope and then you paused for like a second.
My last thoughts are that I hope this all ties in well and like the
Hmm.
story just comes out beautifully and like this is just like a major success for DC. Like I need this the next 2 years basically. Like I need them to like just create like this atmosphere, this world where DC can thrive. The DCU could thrive as an animated universe, film, movie universe, as a video game universe. We also have video games coming out, which isn't getting talked about a lot. Speculation.
Yeah,
I did want to mention, I didn't know if it would fit into this episode, but Warner Bros. Is working with Fortnite now
yeah.
on like some
They just
collaborative projects.
basically leaked by the voice actors, so gaming
Yeah,
is happening.
confirmed by a voice actor. So, and then we also have that DC game that's being worked on at the moment. That's being described as a live service game. Maybe that is
Yeah,
Injustice 3. Maybe that's something like DC Rivals, Marvel Rivals
maybe.
competitive.
Yeah, and then
I
we
don't
have the
know,
Lego
but
Batman. We didn't do a podcast episode this weekend, but that's what we were gonna talk
oh
about.
yeah, we did
We
it.
have that coming out,
The
but
Lego
we'll talk about
Batman
that
video
in
game
depth.
coming.
We'll talk about that in depth soon. This
Hmm.
is a breaking
So
news
stay tuned for that.
live stream.
But DC is just like it's just everything's coming together. I feel like I keep saying that, but like everything right it's like just like it's being glued down right now. Like
Yeah.
I just love it.
I just had a thought. I want this to be the espresso to Superman 1's nonsense. In the sense that that's a song that
You
was
know
like
what?
it
Yeah.
wasn't a huge mega hit, but people were like, "Whoa, I should
Hmm.
tune into this. This is so good." And then she released
Like
every
this is
single
serious.
no, when they released their single that kind of starts to blow up and people are like tuning back into that artist and then their next single
Supergirl will be their feather.
exactly. Oh my god. And then the next single just blows up the whole entire universe, becomes the biggest thing ever. This movie needs to be the
Yeah, I see
espresso
that
to
happening.
Superman 1's nonsense.
I really see Superman Man of Tomorrow being like a major cosmic like event, like the closest we've had to
In
like
our
Endgame
cosmic
or Infinity
world
War.
too. Like aliens are gonna come
Hmm.
down to Earth to watch us in the cinema.
Like I honestly see this being like this big thing. Like we haven't. When was the last time we had a major Asian space story in the in the box office? Like
Like
that's something to think about. This is
exactly.
serious
Let's
business.
see. Okay, last before we end this, you can say your bias to the
Oh,
audience. Let's see how many likes the tweet has. Let's check this. The tweet officially has 181,000 likes in 1 hour. 181,000 likes in 1 hour on Twitter. And it has 226K likes in 2 hours on Instagram. That is, that's just insane. Like, there's no way around it. Um, I think John is muted and he doesn't realize because his mic is weird. But thanks for watching this video. Um, if he has any goodbye messages, I'll just add it at the end. But thanks for watching this video. Subscribe, like, comment down below if you're excited, what your thoughts are, what you would want in this film. Like this is a really exciting time to be a DC fan. So just comment down below, like, share, and yeah, tune in because we're there for the hot breaking news.